This is Sound Advice with audiologist Doug Leonard from ASI, Audiological Services of Iowa. We started out the month of August with a statement that it's never been a better time to have a hearing loss, and we're going to provide a little backup to that statement here. So, successful living with hearing aids begins with one person, Doug. That's the patient.
Yeah, in this field is kind of all backwards because almost all the advertising that you see is very device centered. You see these flyers that come out or the direct mail pieces or whatever, or TV commercials, and it's all about this awesome German hearing aid or the new technology that's available and all that. And obviously having good quality hearing aids is important. But the success ultimately comes down to the patient in a lot of ways. Number one, it's their willingness to accept the fact that they have a problem. They realize that they're having communication issues. It isn't just their wife's problem or their husband's problem or their kids don't talk plain. They are experiencing that difficulty and they are frustrated by it. And they want to reduce the frustration of a communication issue. We do unfortunately encounter patients sometimes and their hearing test says they should be a candidate for hearing aids, but their attitude towards their problem indicates that they're not going to do well. And it might take them a little bit more time to come to that realization. And maybe they're just going to need to come back in 6 months or a year and attack that problem with a little bit different perspective.
Yeah. And when they do decide to do something about it, they've got to have that attitude of, I'm going to stick with it too, because you have to.
Yeah, it is. It's rehabilitation. You have to learn how to hear again. You have to learn how to hear through those devices. Just like if you had a prosthetic dental implant or a crown or a denture or whatever, it's going to chew differently. You're going to have to learn how to work with that and, chew your food in a different way and learn how to use that and be successful with it. Same thing with the knee replacement, a prosthetic knee. You're going to have to go to physical therapy afterwards and get a better range of motion and learn how to move properly with that device. Same thing with hearing aids.
We've had story after story after story on this program about people with a positive attitude going in have the absolute best results.
They do. And we have to realize that these are prosthetics. They are not going to give us the same amount of hearing that we had probably when we were 19 years old, but we're still going to live with these things and we're going to be successful. And almost every patient that does well with hearing aids wears them from the time they get up to the time they go to bed. Consistent use all day, every day, and learning how to work with the hearing aids, understanding them, learning about the technology, asking questions. That's what the role of the audiologist is so important, is to make sure the patient understands that. And we'll talk about that a little bit next week.
Every device says they're going to do wonders for you, but it all starts with the patient working with that device, and it's up to them to make it successful. Doug, again, communication is first step with you. So how do people get a hold of you here at ASI?
Well, they can look us up online. It's asihearing.com if they want to, or they can give us a call in Carroll. It's 792-5933.
A little simple screening takes less than an hour. You find out exactly where you stand and how to move forward with your hearing and communication issues. Audiological Services of Iowa. Give them a call.